Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from PJ Media dated March 28th, and it says, exclusive, it's Survivors' Recollections of Genocidal Khmer Rouge Civil War. And I think it's important to go over stuff like this just so the people who are proponents of socialism and communism out there can kind of see what those policies do to countries, and this is like end-stage communism, if you will, maybe. So let's just go ahead and get into this. It says, when Sam Nop was young, brutal warfare was a fact of life. He grew up in Cambodia, controlled by the communist Khmer Rouge regime, which committed mass murder of its own people. I want to show the world to know the result of war, he told me in an exclusive comments to PJ Media. The Sam Nop, who goes by Sam, wants Americans and the world to understand how devastating war is and what happened in Cambodia under the Khmer Rouge, or the Communist Party of Kampuchea, CPK. The CPK leader Pol Pot was one of the worst mass murders of the 20th century, and unfortunately this man lived. So he was not caught and put to death, which is what should have happened. It says, I want to show about my background and about Cambodia. And let me take a step back. I think he was caught, but I don't remember exactly. But he did live to a ripe old age, unfortunately. It says, I want to show about my background and about Cambodia and about my family, because I want to show to the world about what happens after we have the war or during the war, Sam told me. His school had stockpiles of weapons, and everyone carried them, even the children. And I spent my childhood life in civil war, many years, because the war finished in 1998, almost 1999. So everything that happens in Cambodia that I passed through, I want to show the world to know the result of war, Sam said. Most of his family died or was killed, and he almost had shared their fate, but he survived to have a family of his own, so obviously good ending there. At least. Significantly, the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, was reportedly the Khmer Rouge's main international supporter. With the CCP now infiltrating America's government institutions, thanks to warmongering socialist politicians, we had better ensure we don't suffer the same tragedies as Cambodia did. It seems like we're kind of headed in that direction very slowly, unfortunately. There's an early 1970, Marshal Lon Nol, supported by the Americans, staged a successful coup against the Prince Sihanouk, who had allied himself with the Khmer Rouge. The latter, under the leadership of Sela Sar, better known and more infamously known to history as Pol Pot, received Vietnamese aid and began winning against Lon Nol, who was still supported by the U.S. By 1975, the Khmer Rouge controlled the country. The Khmer Rouge's Marxist goals of a classless society created a nightmare. No schools, no liberties, no religion, all replaced by tightly controlled cooperatives, prisons, and re-education. Millions died, especially the educated, who were particular targets of the Khmer Rouge. The Cambodian killing fields were the scene of unspeakable atrocities. Sam experienced it firsthand. Indeed, for many Cambodians, the dangerous aftermath of war still remains. We finished the war in 1998, but the disaster of landmines and remnants of unexploded ordnance still exists, Sam explained, and still from World War II in Europe and places as well. Says the evil weapons that destroy the people every day. Even nowadays, some people still got big problems of mine explosions or remnants. That's why the Cambodian Mine Action Team still works on the field to clean up the landmines, Sam told me. There is good news, however. It says, I'm so great when I heard the next year in 2025, we will finish the landmine clearings around the people's houses. It doesn't mean they finish all the mines in Cambodia, but around the people's houses they finish the mines, Sam celebrated. It says, while all Cambodians know that their parents or grandparents lived through the horrific civil war, less than a third of the Cambodian population is over 41 years old, Sam said. So we have a young generation. It says he wants to remind all my children and the young generation to remember all this because this is a big problem. We need people to live in a peaceful world together. So the Civil War was devastating. 25 of my family members, I guess, were killed during the Khmer Rouge regime. 3 of my brother and sisters, 2 sisters, 1 brother, died of starvation, and I almost died many times because I have no food, no health care, so there are problems. So there's a proverb about those who survived. Among Cambodian people, we said, when the people who survived from the tough time, from the bad time of the Civil War sickness, they said, golden blood, diamond bone. That means the person who survived from those things. Okay, he's speaking in broken English, so I'm going to try to not necessarily read it straight through. I'll try to, I guess, improvise a little bit. This is when he was young, Sam continued, went to school. I was born in the countryside. We have 7 classrooms. In 4 classrooms we use for the children, and 3 classrooms are for unexploded ordnance. Oh, that's nice. So around our school we covered with mines with unexploded ordnance, so it was very dangerous. And the students stay with the mines, students stay with the weapons, and the people carry the guns, and every house, they have the guns. Some experts have put the death toll in Cambodia at less than 2 million, but Sam agreed with those who have higher estimates. The Khmer Rouge killed around 3 million people in 7 million people, he told me. So you can tell almost half of the population. Yeah, I've heard the ones that I've seen have been like 2 million, but that's still a lot because their population was 8 million. It was a quarter of their population, but he's saying up to half. That is insane. So 95% of educated people were killed during the Khmer Rouge regimes because they wanted to find out 5 spies, CIA, FBI, KGB, Scotland Yard, and IIB from South Vietnam. So they suspected the educated people, and then they went to clean up educated people because many of them had supported the Lon Nol regime. And Sam provided background. Lon Nol, he was the first president of Cambodia, who rules the country from 1970 until 1975. But when Khmer Rouge took over from Lon Nol, and they occupied Cambodia, and then he tried to destroy everybody over there, Sam said. When Khmer Rouge occupied Cambodia, Khmer Rouge, they want to clean up educated peoples because they believe 5 spies is in educated peoples. And CCP dictator Mao Zedong said, if you want to take the grass out, you have to take out the roots of the grass. So this is the reason why Khmer Rouge killed so many people in Cambodia. Cambodia is starting to heal, which is good news. You want to see that. So I had a wonderful visit there, seeing the beautiful country and Angkor Wat and meeting the people. It says there's a level of normalcy that comes with peace. Sam said, I'm so happy when the people right now, they send their children to go to school and have more schools, and my children talk about education, and that's different from me. When I was young, we talked about guns. When Sam was young, weapons were so common, the children even used them in games or to find food. Jesus Christ, really? Man. It says, for instance, Sam recalled making firecrackers from the real bullet of AK-47 or M16, so we used a real bullet like this, put a nail in the bottom of the bullets, and then we use a coconut leaf around it, and we threw it up, and when it falls and touched the ground, it will explode. It says the children burned fuses as part of their games and used grenades for fishing. Wow, it's like a Homer Simpson sort of thing there. If we want to eat the fish, they have no need to use a hook or fishing net. We just threw a grenade inside the river, inside the water, and then the fish comes out. Well, of course. It says check back. Okay, so check back for more stuff about this. I'm going to keep up with this, and hopefully I'll see some more of these articles and about this, so I can keep warning people that this is a bad thing, communism. Okay, and this again barely scratches the surface. So, yeah, I mean, what I would say is if you'd rather not read, rather watch something. The only thing I could really think of right now, because I'm not hugely steeped in exactly what happened there, is the movie The Killing Fields. So again, I've mentioned this in other videos too. Watch that. If that's the future that you want, keep supporting communism, because that's what's going to happen. Okay, it's not going to be all rainbows and you have your own plot of land, because there's no such thing as your own plot of land in a communist country. But anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I definitely would like to hear from you. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.